And Caitlin will show up when she shows up. So we're gonna start on our back. I'm gonna just put the music on. Okay. Bring your arms down by your side. Close your eyes. Oh no. Just give me one moment. I should have done this before. All right, rematch coming. Phone. Let's switch it. Okay, good. So let's play the music. Yay, that works. Alrighty. Hey, Rena. Okay, we're gonna come
Allison. Hi.
Hi, we're gonna come onto our backs now. So bring your arms down by your side, close your eyes, and just turn your palms up and let your thumbs track all the way down to the ground. So we're gonna maybe even lift those pinky fingers up a little bit. You turn the palms out. Softening the shoulders. And then let's reach the arms all the way up and over your head. So just stretch really long from your fingers to your toes, softening the shoulders. And then let's hug the knees into the chest. So draw your knees into your chest. I'm just gonna do some circles with your knees. Circling around to the right a couple times. And then circling to the left a couple times. And then we'll plant the feet all the way to the floor. So spread your toes nice and wide, ground into your heels. And as you inhale, we're gonna press down into the feet and lift the hips and just walk the arms underneath you, interlace the hands. So someone shared this poem with me a couple of weeks ago, and they were having some pain, physical pain, and this poem was of comfort to them. And I thought it was really powerful because it's not just about physical pain, it's about all the pain that we hold and how the pain doesn't have to be suffering. So slowly lower your hips all the way down and then hug your knees back into your chest and float your knees over to the right, arms in a T, head to the left. So the antidote to suffering lies not in the avoidance of pain, but in our ability to meet it with compassion, curiosity, and acceptance. Okay, so that's going to be our practice today, to meet whatever pain we experience, either physically or mentally, with compassion, curiosity, and acceptance. So it continues on. Draw your knees back to center, float them over to the other side, change your gaze. Today I experienced a lot of pain. Pain, when will you end? Yes, I know. I cannot push you away. You have a reason to be here. Something to show me, pushing me towards healing, integrating, or making a change. Today I experienced a lot of pain, and with myself I stayed. I see you. So that poem kind of explains that process of meeting whatever it is, whatever discomfort we experience, with compassion, curiosity, and acceptance. Draw your knees back into your chest, and you're gonna rock and roll a little till we come up into a Navasana, right? So we're gonna rock it up, and you're gonna balance on your sitting bones, and your feet are hovering off the floor. So you can choose from here if you wanna support your knees with your hands, that's cool. You wanna reach the arms forward, if you wanna work towards straightening the legs, it's up to you. Lift the chest, flex the feet, and breathe. 2 more breaths. Good, then bend the knees, set the feet down, curl around the knees. So you're gonna hug the knees, maybe your forehead comes towards the knees, and really press into the upper back, so the space between your shoulder blades. Good. And then lift the chest. Again, we're gonna do Navasana, so feet lift. I'm just gonna turn it down because it got loud. Arms reach forward. You decide if you want to work towards straightening. Good. Lifting here. All right. Cross at the ankles, roll over the knees, come onto your hands and knees. As you inhale, arch the spine. This is a journey we're on, right? We're just noticing. So first we notice, what do I need to pay attention to? What's my body telling me this morning? And then how do I meet whatever that is with compassion, curiosity, and acceptance? So we don't have to like it. That's the thing. Like acceptance is not like, oh, I like this. But it's the opposite of resistance. So when we resist, we create this friction and both sides get stronger. You know, when you dig your heels in an argument, the other person just does the same thing because no one wants to give in. That's resistance. But sometimes just letting it go and acceptance is the best way, often. Good. Couple more. Just waking up the spine. Next time you arch, look forward. But then as you round, we're going to come halfway to child's pose. So just shift about halfway and get into the lower spine. Okay. And then come to a neutral spine. We're going to swing the right foot out to the side and stack the left leg and lift the left arm up. From here, maybe that arm's going to reach over the ear. You're right. That's it. You got it. Arm over the ear, look up to the sky, press into that left foot a little more. Good. And then set the hands and the knee back down and let your chest and chin come down to the mat. So you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades, chest and chin to the mat. Good. Inhale, we're going to have a little baby cobra here. All right. Hi, Caitlin. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press up onto your hands and knees and roll all the way back to child's pose for a moment. We'll really round through that lower spine. And breathe here. Good. And then we're going to come back up onto the hands and knees, wherever you want. You want to come forward. Good. And we're going to swing the left foot out to the side and stack the right leg this time. Lift the right arm up. Load it over the ear. And breathe. And then set the hands and the knee back, and we're going to find chest and chin to the mat. Inhale, sweep you to a high cobra this time. And then exhale, we're going to roll it back, downward dog. So every time we access a new pose, we have a new opportunity to notice. We can notice what's working, but then we also notice any discomfort. Give yourself the opportunity to soften in. Right? Pedal the feet. Shift from side to side. Be curious, right? What is this trying to teach me? What is this telling me? And then how do I accept it? You don't have to like it. Just acceptance we're going for. Start to walk the feet towards the hands. Make your way up to the top of your mat. Inhale, we'll find a little flat back here, so long spine, and then exhale, we're gonna forward fold, maybe bend the knees. Inhale, we're gonna come all the way up, let's bring those arms around and up. As you exhale, hands to the heart, just stay here for a moment. So we have this opportunity for acceptance, right? We don't have to like it. We may need to modify things on the mat. We may need to skip things. We don't have to like it. We just have to accept it, right? Approach it with curiosity and accept it. Inhale, arms around and up. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, find your flat back, whatever that is for you. Exhale, we're gonna move through our plank, chaturanga. Use your knees if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, find your way back to downward dog. Okay, so when we're struggling, we have a lot of discomfort, we have angst. We don't know what our future is gonna look like after COVID. We're very discombobulated. Approach it with compassion, curiosity, and acceptance. That's the opportunity that we have. All right, so I'm gonna ask you to bend your knees and bring your chest all the way back to your thighs, okay? So it's like you're coming into a squat at the back of the mat. Yeah, right? So hands stay in a downward dog. If your chest doesn't touch the thighs, it's okay. Just bend the knees quite a bit. And then you're gonna straighten the legs and come back into a downward dog, right? And we're gonna do that again. You're gonna bend the knees, bring the chest back to the thighs, press into the arms, good, Ruthie, perfect. And then straighten the legs, let the heels come down, come into your downward dog. Okay, next time you do that, we're gonna lift the toe, we're gonna lift the heels, we're gonna press back towards the thighs, and then we're gonna hop, step, or float the feet up to the hands. Good, good, Pam. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way around and up. Exhale, bring your hands to the heart. All right, inhale, arms around and up. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back here. Exhale, flows us through plank, chaturanga. Remember, skip what you need to. Listen to what your body's telling you. Be compassionate. Be curious without judgment. That's where the acceptance comes in. All right, here we are in our downward dog. So this time you're gonna bend the knees, bring the chest back to the thighs like we did. But instead of springing back into downward dog, you're gonna roll through to a plank. So round through the upper back as you roll through. Perfect, beautiful, Ruthie, beautiful. Okay, we're gonna do that same thing again. So come back to downward dog. Good, Michelle. And then you're gonna bend the knees, bring your chest back to the thighs, and you're gonna roll it forward to a plank. Yeah. Okay, lift the hips a little higher if you can, Pam. Good, roll it back, downward dog. If you can, it's one more. If it's too much, it's okay, right? Meet that with compassion. Bend your knees, bring your chest back to your thighs, and then spring forward to your plank as you round through. Yes, beautiful. Lower all the way to the mat now. Use your knees if you need to. Good. Hands are gonna stay underneath the shoulders. Shoulder blades are gonna draw together, chin tucks into the chest. And first we're gonna lift the legs. So lift the legs, inhale, good. Bring your big toes towards each other. Release your buttocks a little bit so that lower back gets the work. And then if you can, lift the chest and then the chin and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, look forward, breathe. Exhale, lower all of that down. And find your way to downward dog. So that might mean pressing back up onto your hands and knees. You can press up the plank, but we'll meet in a downward dog. 5 breaths here. So if you need to modify or adjust, go through this process, right? And noticing discomfort. I'm going to meet it with compassion. What do I need right now? I might not like it. I might not like that I have to drop into a child's pose, but I need to accept that that's what's going to serve me right now. Inhale, come high on your toes, bend your knees, bring your chest all the way back to your thighs. You got it. And then keep that round through the upper back, hop, step, or float the feet up. Yes. Beautiful. Inhale, flat back here. Exhale, we're going to forward fold, head hang. So let's come into our Utkatasana chair. So bend your knees, press back into your heels, soften your shoulders. Good. So you're thinking like you're sitting in a chair. Just relax your shoulders a little bit. Good. And then as you exhale, we're going to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, make your way through your plank, chaturanga, or skip what you need to, up to you. Inhale, we're going to move through that high plank, or upward dog, and then exhale, back to downward dog. Good. All right. I think this is a weird order. Oh, right. Okay. Right leg is going to lift. So you're going to decide here whether you want to bend the knee and stack the hips or you want to keep it close in. So you could go back and forth and see, where do I need to work? Right? Which way do I feel it? Curiosity, right? Then draw your right knee towards your nose. We're going to round forward and hold here. So round, tuck your knee to your nose, round, yes. Round through the upper back. And then step the right foot in between your hands, drop your back knee all the way to the mat. Inhale, arms are going to reach up. Soften into your right knee. Let the shoulders relax down. Draw the gaze up to the sky. 2 more breaths here. Sitting in the discomfort. So sometimes when we're really stressed or we're having a lot of pain in the mind, we just rush through. We don't want to deal. Right? So sometimes we just have to sit with it. Because it actually doesn't go anywhere. It just stays until we're ready to deal with it. Hands to the heart. We're going to twist. 5 breaths. Left elbow outside right knee. Gaze up to the sky. Right elbow points up. Bending into that front knee. Belly draws in. Good. As you exhale, look down. Set both hands to the mat. We're going to float this right leg up. As you do that, you're going to swing the left foot behind you. We're coming into another version of side plank. So this right leg is going to stay lifted. If you want a little more, you're going to bend the knee and the elbow and bring them towards each other. So this is getting oblique. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeeze together. Good, last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good, as you roll it back, you can move knees, chest, and chin, or plank chaturanga, up to you. Inhale, high cobra, upward dog. Exhale brings you back, downward dog. Good. Okay, left leg's gonna lift, so you're gonna explore. You're gonna be curious here. Do you want to keep the thigh rolled in towards the standing side, or do you want to stack the hip? Good. Spread through the fingers, soften the shoulders. We're going to draw that knee to the nose and hold it there. So that rounding through the upper back, we're stretching through the rhomboids. That's what we're doing. We're getting space and length there with that curl and round. And then step the left foot in between the hands and drop your right knee all the way to the mat. Coming up into Anjaneyasana, 5 breaths here. Nice stretch through the right hip flexors as you bend into the left knee, and then we just have to sit with it. Right? Sit with what we're noticing in the body. Compassion, curiosity, acceptance. Hands come to the heart, right elbow outside left knee, look up. Squeeze those inner thighs towards each other isometrically, so they're not moving. Exhale, look down, hands come down. We're gonna swing the right foot out like a kickstand. As we straighten the left leg, left arm up to the sky. So you decide you stay here. If you want to, you're working into the obliques, elbow to knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Good, one more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we're gonna squeeze. Inhale, nice and long. You decide how you get back to downward dog. Could be plank chaturanga, could be knees, chest, and chin. Could be right to downward dog. Acceptance here. What do you need today? What's gonna serve you today? You may not like it, but you can offer yourself the opportunity to accept it without judgment. I was doing this program, and I was watching this mindfulness meditation training program with Jack Kornfield. So I was watching one of the videos yesterday for my homework, and he's saying, imagine if you were the judge that you are to yourself in like the court system. He said, nobody would want you, right? Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your chest back to the thighs. Hop it forward. You got it. Round as you come forward. Yeah. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. So nobody would want us to be the judge for them. That's how harshly we judge ourselves. And I kind of agreed, right? Sit into your chair. Utkatasana. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold. Inhale, we're gonna find our flat back here. Exhale, move through your plank, chaturanga. Skip what you need to. This is your practice. Inhale, and exhale it back, downward dog. Right leg's gonna lift. Again, you can stack or keep it closed off. Curiosity, we're exploring. Knee's gonna draw to the nose. We're gonna shift forward to that plank, round through the upper back as you hold knee to the nose. This time as you set the foot in between the hands, we're gonna come up into, actually we're not yet, I lied. We're gonna stay in the fingers. We're gonna inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're gonna curl and round. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're gonna curl and round. And again, inhale. And exhale. Next time we curl and round, we're gonna, or look forward rather, we're gonna float the arms by the ears and come all the way up. Soften those shoulders. Squeeze your left buttock. Bend deeply into your right knee, straighten the left. And then as you exhale, we're gonna open to warrior two. So windmill the arms open. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Good, knee moves out towards the pinky toe, side of the foot. Good, beautiful. I'm keeping an extra eye on you, Ruthie, because when people practice at home for a long time, sometimes like you pick up different habits because no one's checking you out. So bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm's gonna reach up. Let's do a couple circles. So just circle the right arm down and then up a couple times. And then the next time that arm reaches up, like float it over the ear. Nice long line from their index finger to the outside of that back foot. Good. Opening. Are you okay if I adjust you? Okay. Looking up. Yeah. Pressing into that outer edge of the back foot. Thank you. She's like, ugh. Okay. Compassion. Float your left hand down inside your right foot. Lift off your back heel. Float your right arm up to the sky. We're twisting. You got it. And then if you want to, we're going to add in a side plank here, but we've done several versions. So if you want to drop your left knee first before you float the right leg back, all good. Good. Whatever version of side plank is going to serve you today. So be curious. Approach it with compassion, right? This is hard. This is challenging. Can be seen as painful, discomfort. So what do we do here? Do we soften in or do we resist? Meeting in downward dog. So you decide how you get there. This is what our yoga practice is for. We're practicing for the real yoga, which is what do we do out there when we encounter discomfort and pain and stress and anxiety? We get to tangibly feel it and practice it in the body. It's such an effective way. Left leg's gonna lift. We're gonna come into three-legged dog, or you're gonna stack. So you decide. And then that knee is gonna draw to the nose. We're gonna round it forward. We're gonna hold it here. And then the left foot's gonna step in between the hands, and we're gonna stay on the fingers because we're just gonna round and arch. So inhale, arch. Exhale, round, nice and steady in the hips. Great. Inhale. This is, again, that upper back we're playing with. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, we're gonna round. Good. Next time we arch the spine, we look forward like our cow. Arms come by the ears and we come all the way up. Squeeze your right buttock. So sometimes if we let the buttocks go, we drop this right hip. You want to stabilize and keep those hips nice and level. Good. Everyone looks good. Leaning back a little. Yeah. So belly draws in. You want to tuck these lower ribs in. There you go. Do you feel that? It's like a subtle thing. It's not bad. Some people are like really back. You're not. Just a little bit. Good, Michelle. Good, Emily. You have this like beautiful light coming in behind you, but it's hard for me to totally see you. And then we're gonna open it up to warrior two. So 5 breaths here. Arms are nice and even. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Bend into the front knee, but let it move out towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Breathe here. Good. Well, you must have had a really good online teacher because you look great. Left arm to left side, right arm reaches up. We're going to circle it around. I think Ruthie is my most loyal online student this last 18 months. I know. Well, you do everything online. So for you, it's like no big deal. Good. Press into the outer edge of that back foot and really lengthen. Getting into those little muscles in between the ribs, those intercostals. We're going to take that right hand and float it inside the left foot. We're going to lift off of your back heel, and the inside arm is going to float up to the sky. So twist. Imagine you're squeezing those inner thighs towards each other, though, isometrically. So nothing's moving, but that engagement of the adductors is strong. And then we're going to make our way into a side plank if you want. So whatever version of side plank works for you. You can drop the knee. Good. Good job, guys. And we're gonna meet again in downward dog. So find your way there if you want, however you want. So you're gonna bend the knees, bring the chest back to the sides, and we're gonna round forward through that plank again. So belly's strong and upper back is rounded until you unfold your way to a plank, okay? Back to downward dog. So if you can think about it as unraveling, you're gonna bend the knees, chest back to the thighs, keep the belly really strong, roll it forward, and then unravel as you lift the head. If you can, we're gonna try one more like that. I know this is a lot of work in the arms. We're gonna bend, belly drop, and we're gonna round forward. And then once again, move lower all the way to the mat. So if you wanna use your knees, go for it. We're gonna meet on our bellies. Let's bring the hands behind the back. Let's thread the hands together. Chin tuck into the chest. Shoulders are low. So neck is nice and long. As you inhale, lift the legs, lift the chest, lift the chin away, reach back through the arms. Gaze forward to the floor in front of you. One more inhale here. And exhale, lower it down. Pressing into the hands, coming up onto your hands and knees. Let's slowly round through to child's pose, but do it as if we're raveling. So it's like you're not unraveling, you're raveling, rounding through. So when we move more slowly and mindfully, it's harder to ignore the discomfort, but we also have this opportunity to notice everything that feels good along the way too. So the brain has this, I've talked about this before, this concept of the negativity bias. So we're programmed from caveman days to be constantly assessing risk. And this emotion sensor that assesses risk is in the most primitive part of your brain, amygdala. I have a really hard time saying that word. That's where it lives, which feels strange, but it is. It's the least evolved part of the brain. So we're constantly looking at what's wrong. What do we need to fix? How can we protect ourselves from predators, right? Press back into a downward dog when you're ready. So as a result, we tend to fixate and focus and worry about discomfort and ignore all the good stuff. We can approach this discomfort with compassion and curiosity and acceptance. It makes more space in the brain for the good stuff. That's the goal. So lift your right leg up nice and high, inhale. As you exhale, we're gonna bend the knee, draw to the nose, hold it there for a moment, keep that rounding through the upper back. And then you're gonna step that right foot in between your hands. And we're gonna lift into our high crescent lunge. So get nice and tall, good. Been here before. Working towards straightening that back leg. Then we're gonna hinge forward like a 45-degree line. So reaching forward, but keeping the shoulders loose. From here, if it's available, you're gonna move into a warrior 3. So we're gonna lift the leg, reach the arms forward, flex the foot. Good. It's gonna bring us down into a standing split. So options here, you can stay in your standing split. If you want to, we're gonna play with handstand switches, but we're gonna do it a little differently today. All right, so you're gonna walk that right foot back a little bit further on your mat than it normally would be for standing split. We're gonna round into the upper back. You're gonna press into the hands and use the belly. It's like that transition from downward dog into plank that we've been doing, that rounding forward. And then just a little hop, right? Just play with it. So it's just that feeling of float. But if you put all those pieces together, you have this stability through the back. So the belly draws in, you're rounding a little bit, bring your weight into your hands, and then maybe a hop and switch, right? So don't worry too much about getting up. Not about that. It's just about firing up all of this. The hip flexors, the obliques, the upper back, pressing into the arms. So now you're starting to see where we're going here. But that rounding into the upper back, kind of important for today. So just play time. Just so you know, if you're like at home or something, you're like, yeah, I'm not doing this. We're gonna meet back in a Anjaneyasana. So feel free to drop the left knee and hang out here for a moment. Okay, so we'll meet there. Good. And take your time, but if you're in your Anjaneya, we're gonna twist the left elbow outside right knee. If you're looking for more here, you wanna curl those back toes under, go ahead. Draw your gaze down, left hand's gonna come inside right leg, right arm's gonna come up. So last side plank today on this side. It's up to you. I'm gonna add one more thing. So if you want the side plank with the obliques, you're gonna bend the knee and elbow together, right? Press into that bottom big toe side of the foot as much as you can, because that's gonna give you stability. Good, nice, Caitlin. Last one. And then we're gonna meet in, let's take 5 breaths either in downward dog or child's pose. So you decide. And it may not be like, oh, I wanna be in downward dog, but I need child's pose, right? So softening into the discomfort, lets it go. We're not resisting it. And then we can move on to something else. Like, okay, I'm in child's pose. Let me think about how awesome this feels, right? I'm not gonna obsess about why I'm not in downward dog. I'm just gonna embrace how awesome child's pose feels right now. So we get to do, we sort of circumvent that bias, that negativity bias that we are programmed to have. So inhale, come, actually we're just gonna do the other side. So come to downward dog when you're ready. And we're gonna lift the left leg up. So inhale. That knee is gonna draw to the nose. We're gonna round forward. Okay, upper back is nice and rounded. Step the foot in between the hands. Good. Squeeze those inner thighs towards each other and lift up into your high lunge. So I had a yoga teacher fail on Wednesday because I taught a similar class and it was like 97 degrees outside and I taught it in my backyard. I felt so bad for everybody. These hopping, all the hopping is a lot when it's that hot. Reach. So Emily, you're probably better off being online today in your air-conditioned house. Emily is my next door neighbor. She's online. She comes sometimes. Arms reach forward, nice and long. Belly draws in. Bending into that left knee. And then we're gonna float our way into warrior 3, right? So lifting the back leg, flexing the foot, reaching the arms forward, nice and long. And we are transitioning our way into standing split. So feel free to stay here, right? Just softening into the resistance you might be feeling in that left leg. Approach it with compassion to say, okay, I feel you. I'm there with you, right? And then maybe there's a little curiosity. Like, what if I bend and straighten my knee a couple times? What happens then? And then acceptance. So we're here, or we're playing with the handstand hops on that second side. So if you're doing that, you're gonna walk the left foot back a little bit further on your mat. Spread the fingers, press into the hands, and pull it forward. So it's that same motion we've been doing with the rounding through the upper back, belly strong. And then we're gonna spring off, lightly spring off the standing leg. See? So just play. Coming belly in. Good. 2 or 3 more breaths. Remember, we're meeting in our Anjane. Okay, so whenever you want to, you come into the Anjane. Arms are going to be up. 3 breaths here. And then bring your hands to your heart. We're going to twist. So from here, if you want to, you can lift the back knee. If you want a little bit more. And as you exhale, look down. Your right hand's going to come inside the left foot, left arm up to the sky. We're going to do that last side plank. So lift the back knee if it wasn't there, wasn't lifted, or keep it down. It depends on what you want your side plank to be. If you want that oblique action, you're going to bring elbow to knee a couple times, right? Elbow to knee in your side plank. Okay. And we're going to meet back in our child's pose or our downward dog. Five breaths here. Let's make our way back. Actually, sit on your knees for a second. Just sit back on your knees. Hips to heels. I'm just going to show you kind of where we're going. The build. I don't like to say the peak pose because I don't like to say that. I hate that term. But anyway, so we did a lot of this, right? So we're going to take a couple moments to do donkey kicks. If you're not digging that today, you can come right into pigeon pose, all right? So on the right leg. But how we're going to do donkey kicks, let's just think about it for a second. So you're going to bring your hips back, or bring your chest back to your thighs. And that springing motion is what we're going to play with, but you're not going to spring all the way forward to plank. You're only going to go about halfway. The belly work that we've been doing, the holding the knee to the nose, that's working the rectus abdominis. The oblique stuff, that's strengthening here. We're also have been strengthening the hip flexors, so because they help us here. So you spring back, you round about halfway as you come forward, right? Donkey kicks. You don't have to worry about anything else. Belly in, rounding through that upper back, coming forward halfway. Okay? If you're not digging that, no worries. We're going to meet in pigeon pose. Okay? Because after you do your donkey kicks, you're going to meet in pigeon. If you're feeling like, woo, I'm catching air, you can play with trying to come up. Okay. Go to it. Have fun, everybody. Right. So think about all the pieces, putting them all together. We hop, we round, we come through halfway. Yeah, good, Caitlin. So spring all the way back. Yeah, good, Ruthie. Yeah, beautiful. That's the donkey kick. That's how they kick. It's not about getting up. It's just about that. Let's see. How you doing, Michelle? Good. There you go. Good, Emily. Good job. Look at you guys. You're rock stars. Okay. We'll meet in pigeon now. Right side. Right side. Walk the right foot across towards the left wrist. We're going to fold forward here. Breathe. If you want to add a little more, we could slide the left arm underneath the right, left arm come to the mat, right arm might reach up. You could wrap it. You may even find the right big toe here. Let's cross back into your high pigeon. So, because we're going to actually swing this left leg around and it's going to be a twist. So left foot comes outside right knee, left hand comes behind, right arm reaches up, elbow comes outside the knee, let's twist. Inhale, we'll get tall. Exhale, we're going to twist. Again, inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, we'll twist. Good. Walk it back to the center. Good. And we're going to cross the left ankle over the right. All right. So left ankle over the right. Hands are going to come down. You're going to activate the belly and the pelvic floor. All right. And we're just going to press off the hands and see if anything happens. If it doesn't, you're still doing all the work, right? Everything's getting stronger. If you press down, maybe you can pop up and maybe not. Yeah, good. So all this work we're doing, yeah, good, Ruthie. We're gonna cross over the ankles, roll over the knees, and move through your vinyasa. Good. Inhale. And roll it back. Okay, so you decide. You can go right to the left side pigeon, or you can play with donkey kicks one more time. Totally up to you. Putting the pieces together. Noticing with curiosity, compassion, acceptance, whatever the body has to offer you today. Right? We may not like it. We may wish we could just pop right up into a handstand. But acceptance is the key. Where are you today? And then we free up the mind to think about, wow, this pigeon pose feels awesome, right? Because if not, we're just swirling around and what's wrong with me? Why can't I do the donkey kick? And I just learned about this other sort of sub piece of the negativity bias, which is the confirmation bias, which I think is really what's happening societally right now. So we have this opportunity to like select what news we want to receive that supports what we already believe. So we believe the world is ending, and then we get news sent to us that confirms that. And we actually get a little endorphin hit every time we get a piece of information that confirms something that we know or that we worry about. Like, oh yeah, see, I was right to worry about that. Good for me. Now I get to worry about it more. But once we understand the inner workings of the mind, we get to own it a little more. We get to take some more control and power over what we know is going to not serve us. Pretty amazing, this mindfulness stuff. You want to add that extra piece into it. You'll slide the right arm underneath and maybe float that left arm around. Who knows, you may even find that left big toe. And 3 more breaths on the side. Press up into the hands. Come on all the way up. And we're going to swing the right leg around so your right foot's outside your left knee. Left hand or elbow comes to the knee. Right hand comes behind. Inhale, we're going to get tall. Exhale, we're going to twist. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to twist. And again, inhale. And exhale. Bring your gaze back forward. Right ankle's over left. Last one. We're not going to move through a vinyasa this time. We're just going to play with the lift, the bandha lift. So belly draws in, hands press down, engage. We're just reaping the benefits of all the work we did today. Round through the upper back. You can, yeah. Good job, guys. You got it. Round. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Plant the feet. Knees stay bent. We're going to roll slowly onto our back. Good. Let's do one final back bend of your choice. So you decide if you want a bridge, if you want an Urdhva Dhanurasana, if there's anything else you want to do instead. Investigate, right? Be curious in the body. It's not what we can't do, it's what we can do. We meet the discomfort with compassion and acceptance. We can move on to all the good stuff. You don't have to be distracted by our negativity bias. Begin to lower down slowly. Let's hug those knees into your chest. And we'll float the knees over to the right. So let them come all the way over. Arms are going to be in a T. Gaze over that other shoulder. And then bring your knees back to center, float them over to the other side. We're going to change your gaze. And then bring the knees back up. You're going to widen your feet, grab the outsides of your feet with your hands. Just find your happy baby. Roll around a little bit through the lower spine, or middle back, I should say. You can even work a little towards straightening if you want to stretch out those hamstrings. Breathe here. Last moment. And then let the legs float to the floor. Bring your arms down by your side. Close your eyes. The antidote to suffering lies not in the avoidance of pain, but in our ability to meet it with compassion, curiosity, and acceptance. Today, I experienced a lot of pain. Pain, when will you end? Yes, I know. I cannot push you away. You have a reason to be here, something to show me, pushing me towards healing and integrating or making a change. Today, I experienced a lot of pain, and with myself, I stayed. I see you. I'm going to walk around and give those in the room a little adjustment. If you don't want me to, hands on your heart. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Reach your arms all the way up and over your head, stretching from your fingers to your toes. And then draw your knees into your chest. And make your way slowly onto your right side. So just take a moment here. And then find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Thank yourself for the compassion, curiosity, and acceptance that you offered yourself today. And I thank you so much for sharing it with me. Namaste.
Namaste.